When Joy was born, we never realized she's just like as she is now. But after some months, Joy was unable to blink. She could not follow objects being given to her. So we realized that Joy Mercy has lost her sight. Over the radio, we heard that there was a doctor, an American doctor, coming to Lera Referral Hospital, where I took Joy again back. And then we were told that she could not be operated because from there when she would be operated would disturb our minds as already she has developed some senses in her. Now we were advised to take Joy to school.
We endure with her by taking her to school, right from primary 1 to primary 7 in Nyaragal Primary School in Lera District.
I was told that Joy has not yet reached the exact age where they do admit such problems. Then after a year, about 1 to 2 years, again I took her back. She joined that section of the blind section in Ningeta Girls in 2011, where she started her primary education.
I would like first of all to thank the Visio group for coming up with a brilliant idea of making us to be included. First of all, they took our 2 teachers for training for mathematics.
You're doing well, you're doing well, very well, yes. Can somebody help? When I came to Bulu High School, I met a new experience in my career. I had to interact with visually impaired students, and I didn't know what to do to be able to bond with them, to teach them, and to build them into successful people.
I am the new curriculum student, and with the new curriculum, it acquires the group discussion, it acquires the participation in class. But I would like to tell you that in the group discussion we are involved, and during the time for presentation we are all involved. Like for instance, they can put 3 groups, but out of these 3 groups you could find that one group is having a representative who is a visually impaired person.
It all begins with relationship building. As a teacher, I have to love my students. Whatever their conditions are, I have to love them.
Persons with disabilities in the Leptong district have for long been marginalized and neglected.
When we begin taking them to school from primary level, we can afford. But the challenge in the whole of the Lao sub-region, we don't have a secondary school including the special needs education in secondary level. So we had to move very far, taking them very far distance.
I know there are very many people with visually impairment, but they are not at school, they are not studying. But I would like to advise you that we have schools that can cater for all those. You take them and they get the quality education, because I know that's the only alternative that the visually impairment learners or the child is having.
As a district, we always ensure that children with disabilities also have attend the schools.
I joined a nursery school which was inclusive. Okay, it was not inclusive, but they accepted to include me in their school, and I could go with my brother. And when I joined that school, my fellow friends used to call me, they could call me like that a blind person, you blind person. But I started, when I come back home, I used to cry, and my parents were the one. I would like to appreciate them so much because they worked with me. Whenever I came back home when I'm crying, whenever I came back home when I'm so worried, they called me, they talked to me, as though they counsel me.
I'm even very proud of her now. She can now do on her own.
What I like most, I like music and debating when I'm at school, and when I'm at home, I like being in choirship and also reading the Bible.
She always leads us with prayer and even with some songs. In the church here, she's one of the choir members.
Lamb of God, you take away. From verse 1. This is the message which God gave. People will say, let us go up the hills of Lord.
She can do other things on her own, but others we can guide.
There are some other activities that I also do at home, like washing utensils, also cooking. I can do as my peers can also do.
It is only through education that she can better her life.
One thing I would like to tell people across the world is that person with disabilities can equally do everything just like any other normal person can do.
Now, Joy as he is, I know in future she can be someone, because always when we are seated we discuss, and she has ever been telling me she would like to become a lawyer in future.
My dream is to be a lawyer, and because I choose that because I wanted everyone to be treated equally, and I want also to advocate for the rights of the visually impairment people and the special needs as well.